Texas governor is now defending the migrant taxes at Eagle Pass, and it's a escalating legal battle right now with the Biden administration. Seems like they're going at each other. Seems like Texas versus the Biden administration is what everyone is saying right now. And a lot of people are honestly standing with the governor. Guys, a lot of these border towns are not big. It's not like big New York, big Chicago, where they can take in several thousand migrants. But of course, maybe not like 50,000 or 100,000 migrants. But you get the point. These are small border towns. And if you put like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 migrants in those cities, you basically destroyed the city. We already have a lot of people being very frustrated with the Biden administration and many local governments who take in more migrants than they can handle. I'm looking at Chicago, New York City, and Denver. And a lot of these cities basically turned themselves into a massive dump. Maybe if they took 1,000 or 2,000 migrants, it would have been okay. But then you take in 20, 30, 50, 100,000, 120,000 people, your whole entire city collapses. And this is why the governor of Texas, a lot of people stand with him because he's trying to protect some of these cities. Many cities in Texas, they cannot take this sort of foot traffic. Check this out. This is a hardcore Democrat. And this person, lady, is from Chicago, lives in the community for much of her life, and says that she's kind of tired of many other owned facilities and money being used for a migrant crisis. Instead of that money being used, for example, in South Chicago to maybe open up a grocery store because there's so many food deserts, and instead of using that money to prevent gentrification and people just simply moving out because rent's too high, seems like Chicago is literally spending all their money on one single egg, which is the migrant crisis. They're spending hundreds of millions of dollars. They're constantly spending more money. And Chicago is already slowly going broke as it is. Chicago doesn't have that much money anymore. And what she's complaining is there's a bunch of migrants everywhere. Basically, the citizens in Chicago, they don't get anything. There's food deserts everywhere, high crime. Okay, the educational system is messed up. Infrastructure is at an all-time low. And they're spending this record amount of money. And they're literally bankrupting the city. Like I said, a lot of these people are cool with maybe 1,000 or 2,000 migrants, but not like 50,000 like what Chicago's doing. And look into this, right? New York City is also not really looking so great with a massive New York City manhunt going on. And NYPD officers are literally going for manhunts. They're kind of done after the assault on 2 NYPD officers. And after that, we're seeing a lot of arrests. There's also several hundred of illegal mopeds. There's also moped robberies, ghost robberies essentially, where people just ride on mopeds and the second person snatches purses or phones or any valuable items. And crime in New York City right now in shoplifting is through the roof. NYPD has never had a busier season than this. And all because New York City decided to take in almost 100,000 migrants all at once. Even the NYPD is pretty fierce about this. Now we got Trump urging other states to send troops to the Texas border. And yes, a lot of other states are doing this. Look at this, right? You got Ron DeSantis of Florida. They will be sending about 1,000 troops to Texas to protect the border. So this is a pretty big deal. We're also seeing a lot of support going on. I think a lot of people in Florida are actually pretty cool with this. They start seeing these migrant cities literally deteriorating every single day because there's so many people there, and recovery will be pretty tough. Check this out right here. You also have the governor of Louisiana wanting to send the National Guard troops to Texas border to stop the migrants. We don't know exactly how many troops the governor of Louisiana is deciding to send, but maybe about 500 to 1,000. And the price tag is a whopping $3 million. Now, $3 million may seem like a lot of money to send troops to the Texas border, and this is coming out from the taxpayer's pocket. But do you really want to end up like New York City, who's spending billions on the migrant crisis? They've already spent about $2 billion, and they will be spending about $12 billion more in the upcoming few years. $3 million versus $12 billion seems like an extremely small price tag. And like I said, it's not about the migrants. It's about the cities handling the migrants. Cities literally bankrupt themselves. They take way more people than they need to. Many cities like New York City, I think if they took in 5,000 people, it's fine. I don't think people will complain. But you take in almost 100,000, and now the quality of life for all the citizens in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and other boroughs are going down. That's when people get angry. And not to mention, when you don't have any good plan, you're going to be getting a lot of burglaries, robberies. You don't have enough food for the migrants. There's barely any shelter. And you got a bunch of homeless people everywhere. New York City literally just destroy themselves. And no wonder. You have a bunch of the financial companies moving to places like Vegas, Miami, and even Toronto, Canada. It's a shame for New York right now. And no wonder, Texas is literally just trying to protect their border. It's really not as crazy as it sounds. They know that these small towns and also the larger cities like Houston and Dallas, they can't take in this many people, especially all at once. So thanks for watching, guys. Comment below and see you later.